Hello everyone, my name is Rishikesh Nare. We welcome you to our special series, The Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories. It's an initiative by ATH. The key to Cutting Chai conversation is to have good discussion around the areas of your early life, education to grooming, training, business skill augmentation, and work-life balance. So before we begin, let me set the context right. Cutting Chai series is a candid conversation. I mean, it's a series of very light-hearted conversations where we take you through the inspirational journeys of influential people. You all have seen these personalities in the corporate world, but we are taking them away from the boardroom drama to have some candid discussions revolving around their personal lives. So, guys, it's an exciting format, and we have produced more than 30 to 35 videos with some exclusive guests. So today we have with us Mr. Sanjay Karnatak, Chief Technology and Digital Officer at Star Union Daiichi Life Insurance. So Mr. Karnatak, again, thank you so much. It's a Saturday. It's a very precious time that everybody loves. They love to spend that time with their family. So thank you so much. Thanks for that wonderful 1 hour frame of your morning routine. How do you feel about it? I mean, it's a
Thanks.
very
Thanks, Rishi. Yeah, it's Saturday, important day for all
yeah.
of us. But yeah, since it is a not so academic or not so professional discussion, so that's adding to the flavor of the day. So that's
It's a right day to have this conversation, right?
correct, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. On a
I mean,
working
because
day, probably I can't be that candid.
so quickly we'll jump to your early days. So, which city you belong to?
So yeah, so actually I belong to the state of Uttarakhand, although, but my upbringing has been primarily in Kanpur because that's where
Oh,
my father was based out of for his job, working in a government sector. Luckily, he did not get transferred too much, so we stuck to one place, and so yeah, so all my schooling and upbringing happened there, and so the early impressions of life were from that place, a small city, comparatively, yeah, as compared to Bombay, probably. But yes, but interesting one for sure.
no, I mean, I must tell you that I think you're the third guest on my list. Uh, Earlier, well, I think he was from Lucknow. Another
Hmm.
one, I think, again, some part of UP, and again, we are back to Kanpur. So I'm really happy
Kanpur.
that uh, this model that we all say that again tier two, tier three cities, and I feel that it's not that way. It's a different. It's more of mentality, your sense of moving ahead. Whoever feels, that person goes ahead. Whoever doesn't feel, he stays in his calm state. But again, Kanpur, wonderful city. I had been to Kanpur,
Oh, is
so
it?
yeah, and I get that these cities, they have a different vibe. It's like I was in Lucknow, it's a different vibe altogether. I was in Mumbai working for 12, 13, 15 hours. I had gone back to Lucknow. I worked for similar hours, but I don't get tired. What's so magical about these cities? I mean, I don't know. If you
That's
can tell me.
true. That's true. Yeah, I think the smaller cities. One is, of course, that I was actually recently in Lucknow for some personal work, and and we were traveling from one place to other. So travel the is definitely not that hectic, and so that's one thing which takes a lot of stress out of your life. And yeah, places are nearer. They're not, the mode of transports are easier these days. Earlier it was tough. I remember in my schooling days and so on and so forth, but now
Exactly.
you have all those advantages of a big city also available there, good roads, so that takes a lot of stress out of it. And in general, I have seen people are and I felt that my recent visits, that people are, they try to connect with you much more, even if you just met them for the first time. You will probably, you will be able to spend some leisure time with them and talk to them about their personal life. So that doesn't happen in a bigger city for sure. No.
Yeah,
So I think that's the difference, I guess.
exactly, and that gives you a sense of comfort, and when that settles inside your mind, you feel very easy about that city. And then like within in Lucknow, I was like, after a day I thought that this is the city I was born into, and from ages it. So that confirms. So again, Kanpur, please take us through those days. Which school, which part of Kanpur, and where your exact school was, because you mentioned about your father, he was a government servant, right?
Correct,
You
correct.
had, so were you in government school? I think
That's
Kendriya
right.
Vidyalaya. Do we
Exactly.
oh,
So the KV, so I'm a
okay,
KV
yeah.
product as we.
I
And
get really excited when I see someone from KV, because we really, I'm telling you, from Mumbai or these big cities, they don't understand the importance of KV. But the people that I've interacted with, KV people, they have the most amazing experiences. Every single person have at least they will have 10 to 15 scenarios they will explain you, and you will die laughing.
yeah, that's true. So very true here. Also, some of my neighbors here, and we, when we started getting to know each other better, then we realized that many of them are from KV, and then that connects, immediately comes in. But yeah, because it's a similar format schooling, right? Wherever you are, be in Kanpur or Jabalpur or wherever it is. So and yeah, the goods or bads are equal. So so those nuances, those quirks are also there, there of a KV school. So that's where I was, I studied all my life actually from a schooling point of view. And, the warmth of the teachers still there, which is actually very surprising because, thanks to WhatsApp, we started connecting with each other, all our batchmates few years back. And we had a reunion few years back. And it was actually surprising that all our teachers from that era were coming from Delhi or some even other far off places for that reunion. So even so many school lecturers were, or teachers were ready to come in to meet their ex-student. Was very, very heartwarming and humbling, actually speaking. So that's the connect which some of these schools bring in, even at that, after a span of like what 30 years maybe. So that's a amazing experience which I had about the school, really.
And any particular teacher that you remember that you troubled him or her the most, and he's on your WhatsApp right now?
so so maybe I was not a troubling child, so that's good news for them. But yeah, so there were few. So since I was a good student, so they remember me that way. And but yeah, so there were a couple of teachers. One from our, say for example, physics teacher who still remembers me fondly, and when we met, and so actually a lot of things I learned from them in the sense that, say for example, from him, no, really thinking from a first principles is what he taught me really. Because and that comes so handy even these now, even more now, because especially in technology, because things so change. So every 3 months there's a new technology coming in. You can't learn them all. You have to, but when you have to decide on take some decisions around technology, you have to really rely on first principles. And that's where I think the building block which he provided during our learning days. And another one I really actually remember our yoga teachers. We used to have yoga those days for a few years. I don't know, many people will not remember. For a few years, government mandated yoga for in KV, at least KV schools. So that means I think for from 6 to 9 for 3 years or something like that. And he was a new recruit from a yoga perspective. And he eventually, since then yoga got discontinued, he became a sports teacher. But oh boy, his memory, he remembered names of each and every one of us from that, after like 30 years. So, and that in that age. So definitely we all fondly remember, him and some
I
of our
mean,
teachers.
yeah, definitely. See, when it comes to, again, the part you mentioned about that, the memory part, I don't know, you technology guys, and again, Rahul, even if you're listening to this, please, what I feel right now is by the time any child or any teen gets into his, say 16, 18, his hard drive is so full of nonsense content, but because he or she doesn't have space to keep these memories in their mind right now. And if you speak to like if I speak to my father, he will tell me so many things which are like 50 years ago. So and that's where I think the older brains, they filter content in a better way, and they process it, and they keep the important things, and they just
Yeah.
flush the not so important things away. That is where we will have to find a technology out there where we can do this fragmentation of the disk, and eventually that helps.
Maybe coming soon, Rishi.
Yeah.
Days are not far.
So you mentioned that you were a good student, and I must tell you that all good students, though they are good, they are mischievous, and they're troublemaker because they are good at everything. So I assume that when they have to plan something which is not so good, they do it good because they know how to do it and how to get away quickly from that particular situation. So, and they influence others. That's the bad part about it. There's good students, they know how to influence others. So any incident that you remember that where you actually didn't do the things, but you were a part of a conspiracy, I think small conspiracy in the school.
So I think what I can remember is we once we had a big exhibition where everybody was supposed to, create something on their own, and I think some exams were coming or something was there. I was not too interested in getting into that exhibition thing. What I remember doing is, whacking somebody's idea and from one person and getting another person to do it for me. And then and when well, I'm just ready for the stage. So that kind of incident happened, and it worked also. So so I secretly passed on the credits to those guys. But yes, otherwise on my own it was not happening at all. So I was very sure. So yeah,
Do you remember what the project was? Do you remember what the project was?
I started with something which a tech project, but ended up of something completely different. As I said, I realized that this is not going to work, and whatever the teachers would say. So it was, I think it was supposed to be some alarm, which is based on some sensors or something, which was not working eventually, and then I had to get one of my friend who was really good at it to come and do it for me, kind of situation, and we sailed through
Yeah.
somehow.
But good, you given him or her the due credit of his innovation.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, secretly at least.
oh yeah, secretly, but yeah, your friends they feel okay. Chalo secretly, तो ठीक है, लेकिन दिया तो
Yeah.
सही. So after your KV days, then where did you move later on, like later part of your
So,
life?
right. So that's when the engineering exam, the JEE, those things happened, and I happened to crack that. Moved to Mumbai to join IIT Powai here. So that's where from Kanpur to straight to Mumbai. Big change for me that way.
That's
And a big city. Although Powai is a different world altogether from Mumbai, but still you always go out, right? And so that was a different kind of experience, living in hostel for the first time on your own. And yeah, so a lot of exposure. I would say I would credit IIT for bringing in more non-academic exposure to me than academics, frankly. And so yeah, the hostel politics, the hostel elections. I fought elections, organizing things. Since I was into music in my school days itself, and yeah, being an introvert, I did not diverge that much there. But yeah, I thought in the college now, let's try my hand there. So organizing those cultural events, participating in those, participating in college events across Mumbai. So all those were fun memories as far as IIT days were concerned. Apart from some bit of studies also, I guess. So.
Oh, of course, definitely. So we all have seen, what happens in your hostels, any fights, or whatever. Because whatever perception that we have today about the hostels is because of movies. But is it really the same, or is it more intense?
Yeah, I know which movie you're talking about, but yeah, so it does happen. And it's because in IIT Bombay especially, they don't change your hostels. So when you get a hostel, you remain for 4 years in that hostel. So that hostel becomes a big identity for yourself, and you, because you know everybody there, your wing mates, other guys. So and hostel rivalries are true. Yeah, there is no doubt about it. We was in so I was in six, and we had nine in hostel nine, in like across our building. So always there would be fights with them, there would be rivalries with them, in be it a cultural fest or a sports fest. Yeah, is there.
Like a
Don't
healthy competition
healthy competition, yeah.
with no rules. I mean, ideally, healthy competition should have some rules and regulations, but yeah, I get that part. So, you mentioned about music. So, did you get a chance to learn music formally, or you wanted to and you couldn't? And what was the
No, no,
gestation?
I did. So I learned. So in my school days itself, I picked up tabla playing, and actually, by the time I passed out, my schooling, that's 12th, I was also did my as they call it masters in tabla there, MA degree they give. So yes, so I formally trained, and I continued that post the IIT and stuff, and still keep
Don't.
dabbling.
I mean, seriously, don't tell me that you've done MA in tabla.
That's
I mean,
true. Yeah, I have a
oh,
degree also to show you.
that's no, 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 you don't need to show me because I know when people they do MA or the formal education in terms of your classical singing, the exams are fierce. The exams are so tough.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
they do.
am because I know the process, so I can feel it now that it's extremely difficult to pass those exams. And I mean, MA guys, I mean, everybody who's watching this right now, I'm telling you, this is not a simple thing because he just made it look so simple and he's behaving in a different manner. But I'm telling you, doing your masters in any I would say a formal music or anything which is related to music, if you're going for a degree, formal degree, it's extremely tough. It involves practicals, it involves theoretical knowledge as well. I mean, if
Yeah,
people think that you just go there, you sing or you play tabla and you get a certification, no, it's not like that. It's equally difficult as you're
yeah.
getting into IITs. I mean, I'm telling you guys. So uh, I really, now I'm admiring you most because I love
No,
music.
thank you.
Yeah, I mean because I love music and I know what
Oh, yeah.
goes into that. I never paid attention to it. To my father, he wanted me to learn classical stuff, and I thought because I thought that's the pattern, right? You don't will not listen to your father. And I was like, no, I don't want to learn, and I didn't learn. But then later part of my life, now in few days, I feel that you should have at least one quality or one art that you feel about it, and that's it. Nothing. You don't want to go there to perform anywhere. You just do it for yourself because it structurizes you in a better manner. So does this tabla bit, the entire process of learning tabla and mastering it, does that help you in your work life?
Of course, of course. I think you're very right when you're saying that. I also believe that irrespective whether you want to take it, whether you want to perform or not, for your own self, if you have one such skill, is really, really de-stressing. So for me, yes, definitely. So whenever I play, yeah, that then I am out of this. I'm in the zone. I just forget about everything else. Definitely helpful, no doubt about it. And that's why I at least continue with it so that I at least at least from a de-stressing point of view, to apart from anything else, and it also gives a overall creative outlet. Also, you can create your own stuff. You can play your own things, write your own tals or the bowls there. So many things you can do actually. So yeah, your creative outlet is also your de-stressing mechanism. Very much helpful for sure.
So I mean, I know when I can sing a bit, but and I use that tool to impress people most of the times. Have you ever used this, your skill to impress someone purposely? I mean, purposely. If there is a girl in your circle,
Not
you do
really
that.
purposely. Maybe once or twice in colleges, but
Yeah, we have this tendency of doing this. So again, those who are watching and they feel that when they say that I can't pursue my hobby because I don't have time, guys, this guy is an MA in tabla, so you can work, you pursue your hobbies. You just have to manage your time, right, Mr. Sanjay?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and very. I think, and I'm sure everybody will can take liking to one hobby at least, if not more. So I think I really, whoso is listening to it, I would really recommend that pick up something, and even there's no age for it. I know many people who say that I wanted to do this, wanted to do that, but there are few who actually picked up at a very at a in their 30s or 40s even, and they're doing well in pursuing that hobby. So I think anytime is a good time to pick up a hobby and work on it, frankly.
So while you're doing this, your IIT days, you're learning your tabla, doing your MA. When did your first job interview arrive or that offer arrive? I mean,
Yeah, so in IIT only, so it's through the campus. I
oh,
I la- uh, I landed up since I was doing. civil engineering there. So I landed up in Hazira, which is Surat, in SR, where I began. And there was a big steel plant being constructed there. Serious business. I mean, large, very large project. And so I was in the project team there, and so a great exposure. Of course, very different from what I've been doing all my life after that. But very, very different. But still, I cherish those experiences because that kind of people management opportunities, skills. You will see right from laborers working there, because civil work was going on, till towards the end of the project, SAP engineers get implementing SAP. So we saw the whole life cycle there. And as a project engineer, we used to coordinate with people and stuff like that. So exposure to that was tremendous. And for the first time, looking into office politics and those kind of things, interesting
I,
stuff.
but since I know that you managed to do your tabla, like MA in tabla, I know now you know how to do things with your fingertips, and how minutely, because I know what precision you need to do such things. So now whatever you say, whatever you have done in your professional career, that's not going to impress anybody, because MA in tabla is a wonderful bit, and you learn so many things, because again, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, each part of your finger, they play an important role
Oh
to
yeah,
get the right note.
that's right.
And
That's right.
actually, I mean, we could have got, I don't know, if I knew that, I would have asked you to get a piece of tabla, and you could have just done a bit for us. But never mind, we can do this some other day. So yeah, again, first job, then later part of your life. So you were there in Mumbai, or moved to another city?
No, so later on, then post this job. So this job, for first job, I moved to Surat, spent some time there. Then post that, I did my MBA, and in systems, I thought technology is the happening thing, which I should get into. Then my technology journey started from there, in terms of from consulting PwC and some other firms. Did a stint in US also for 4 years with a consulting firm. Then came back, joined another consulting, Wipro Consulting, where I was actually trying to do a real consulting job, which I did not like much, and maybe because I'm not cut out for that kind of, I thought, realized. And then eventually went into telecom, from Airtel to Idea Cellular, and then for past few years now in the insurance sector, as heading the technology functions of these organizations.
I mean, I get that. So before we move to a next segment, just one question I always ask everyone: that if you get an opportunity, say we have a time machine, okay, and if you get an opportunity to meet the young Sanjay who's there, I think he's around 6 years of age, and if you see him, what advice would you give him? Would you tell him that dude, you're doing absolutely right, do this, one fine day you will find the right place, or you may want to modify a few things at that point of time?
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
Okay, so 6 years, I would go back and say, maybe enjoy life a bit more through, especially in your childhood, and so I think, yeah, rest I think will follow through. So yeah, enjoy your passion, and rest will follow. So yeah, that's the additional advice I'll give. So enjoy a bit more. Don't be too serious in life.
But sadly, we don't have a time machine. But again, those who are listening to this, very important point that he just mentioned, that while things will fall in place, it's important to enjoy what you do. Otherwise, there's no point, because then once you pass those days, like 20, 30 years, it doesn't matter, nothing, and you can't go. Time machine is not going to. I mean, you're from, like, you guys are from technology industry. Is time machine possible? Of course, no, right? So maybe we have to live with that.
Someday.
Someday, maybe
Not
someday.
in our lifetime. Not in our lifetime, for sure.
Exactly. So everyone, that was Sanjay Karnatak for you guys. I mean, he's humble and extremely modest with his achievements, be it getting into IIT or having a master's degree in tabla. I mean, his calming nature, or the charm that he carries, that transmits strong positivity in and around him. And I must tell you that this could be his success mantra. I don't know, but Sanjay, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the mantra is, but yeah, I try to be, to take, thank everybody who has shaped up my, life, my career, and I try to be, keep the egos aside as far as my personal or a professional life is concerned. I think that helps overall. It helps to open up, and that's how people get attracted to you. People get open, they themselves open up to you, and that's how they also get motivated to work on a professional setting, as well as develop liking to you in a personal setting. So I think that is the real mantra for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much. Thanks for your time.